But our first guest has the inspirational story, folks. She is known throughout the region for her great work on WXII-TV 12, the famous, infamous anchorwoman, Margaret Johnson. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
It's good to see you
Thank
for many
you very
reasons. There was a point not too long ago where you discovered that you had pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Yeah, what was the symptom that you remember that sort of tipped it for you that you knew something was wrong?
I knew something was wrong. I was having some pain in my abdominal area, and that pain moved around to my back, and it just kind of sat there. So that was the first warning of
Do you have any
something.
idea that's what it was?
Oh, of course not. I thought it was nothing.
I mean, you're supposed to be
gone the next day.
Yeah, you're supposed to be this fancy, educated reporter. People look at us in the media and think we know everything about all these health stories and what. But
yeah, I
didn't.
just don't have MD with my name.
Well, you could now, Dr. Margaret Johnson. What did the doctor say that this is more prevalent for women, for men, for blacks, for whites? What did they say?
No, you know what? I had none of the signs that would point to anything that was wrong. They asked me if I drank, didn't drink. Asked me if I smoked, didn't smoke. If I had like a high-fat diet, didn't
Went
have
through the
any
whole
of
thing.
That. Yeah, it just the symptoms didn't match up with me.
When the doctor first told you that it was a sure thing, this is pancreatic cancer, what went through your mind?
Well, I didn't believe it at first. It just didn't seem like anything that seriously was wrong with me. And they didn't really know initially because when they went in, they were looking for something else. And if they had fixed that problem, they were just going to send me home the next day.
Right.
But then they got in there and they saw the cancer on my pancreas, and he immediately started, when I woke up from that procedure, just started apologizing, saying he was sorry, it's really bad. It was almost like they were signing my death certificate.
Yeah, I mean, what were you thinking?
When they told me that, at first it didn't really register, and then it did, and then more doctors came in with more grim news. Even if I had surgery, I probably wasn't going to survive the surgery. Lots of people who get this, by the time that they realize they have it, it's already too late and nothing can be done. And they're gone. Mike Landon is one of the classic examples that people know about, and I've heard of many others who are not as famous as he is.
Right, it's very quick. So with all that sort of piling up on you, I mean, you made a statement. You said that it helped you, having cancer helped you figure out who you were. What did that mean?
Well, how you think being on TV and your job and all the things that you do, you think that those are important, and they really aren't. So I think that's what I probably meant about it. I realized that my family was important, my daughter's important, my husband's important, my relationships with people.
Puts things in perspective. What about your personal faith? We don't talk a lot about religion because everybody has their own take on that, and it can be volatile sometimes. But I think in this case, it played a big role.
It played a huge role, because if I had bought into everything that the doctors told me, I would have given up. But many years ago, in '97, I had a sister who was killed by a drunk driver. I prayed my way through that. My husband had some illnesses of his own that he practically did not make it through. I had prayed about that. I had a niece who had been abducted and beaten within an inch of her life and left for dead, and I had prayed through that. And then I thought about old Lazarus, who was in the ground for 4 days, and God healed him. So, I didn't pay a lot of attention. I heard what the doctors said, but I knew that there was a higher power, a greater physician, as we would say. And I went to him and I asked for my healing up front. And I believe that God does what he says he's going to do, and so I just counted it done.
Folks, I mean, you're looking at a living miracle right here. I just think it's a fascinating story. Let me ask this, though. And this, it seems like sometimes people are very private about their illnesses. Mm-hmm. How did you decide that you would go public with this?
Well, the reason I did that, when I was in the hospital and God was blessing me and healing me of all of this, one of the things that he told me, he came to me and he told me, I want you to tell this story. First thing, I want you to tell this story. And then I want you to tell the story of others like you who I have worked miracles in their lives. And so now I just tell it with every opportunity I get. It was a church in Tobaccoville just this past Sunday where
So you really take it on the road and talk about it.
Yeah, I really do. And I have produced with another church member of mine a DVD called Modern Day Miracles, where we share my story and others. that God has worked miracles in their lives.
So what's in the future for you? What are you and your family up to these days?
Well, we're enjoying life, enjoying this time, this second chance that God has given us. And I am trying to complete the mission or work on the mission day by day that He has given me to let folks know that miracles still do happen today.
Margaret Johnson, you are a miracle and you're a miraculous person. We thank you for being on Triad today. And once again, we thank the folks at Dudley for helping to bring inspirational segments like this. Margaret Johnson, will you come back and visit with us sometime?
I will.
Thank you, dear.
I surely will. Thank you.